What's up? What's up? This is The Drop. I'm Angel Robinson. I got two guests today. I got Mark and I got Bamboo. I call him Bamboo, but his name is Randy. I call him by his nickname. Because we go way back, so I can do that.
Absolutely.
So, anyway, so Mark, tell us about what you do.
I'm a New England artist. I started out doing street art and kind of developed my process from there, and kind of now branching out into some other things.
Where were you doing your street art?
I've done it all over Philadelphia, New York. I've done Miami, and mostly local stuff. New Bedford, Fall River.
And how long have you been doing it?
Over a decade now.
10 years. Wow.
Yeah, at least
All right.
13, 14. Yeah.
Wow. And Bamboo. I'm gonna call him Bamboo. I'm not gonna call you Randy. I'll call you Bamboo because that's what I always call you.
What's the habit? Do you think, brother? Peace.
So you work at the school, New Bedford Whaler School.
Yeah, absolutely.
So can you tell me what you do there?
Basically a graduating facilitator.
All right.
I'm in charge, and a couple of other people we're in charge of going out to get the kids that is missing for 80, 70 weeks, never coming to school, bring them into school, get them their right credits. These are the ones that, hopeless. Everybody said they wouldn't. This year, we just literally had maybe 100% because all the kids, out of 11 kids that graduated, 5 of them was, personal. I brought them back, gave them, positive reinforcement. That's literally the key, so.
Yeah. So Mark is going to join the school
Yes.
next school semester.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And you're going to be the art teacher.
Yep.
So explain what you're going to do as far as teaching them art.
Well, we're kind of still figuring that stuff out. Nothing's been made official, so
Okay.
we're going to see what happens. But we're kind of really talking about like project-based learning, having the kids get involved with like murals around the school and things like that. And we'll see what happens with like funding and all that stuff. But
Good.
Yeah.
All these pictures behind the scene is done by Mark. So take a look at them, guys. Take a look at them. Beautiful work. So tell us your process of your art.
So my process evolved out of, like I said, over a decade of street art.
Yeah.
Where it kind of toes the line of what's legal and illegal. I think that now we have a greater appreciation for street art and graffiti art, and there's different avenues. But the process really, I wanted to make something complex, but something that I could do extremely fast.
Okay.
So that I could basically be in and out. Now I'm not about like vandalism or anything like that. It's looking for like old boarded up like buildings or like electrical boxes and trying to kind of produce something that people enjoy. But part of street art is kind of this unencumbered art process where it's just about the artist and their vision.
All right. So tell us the process how this is done.
So I do everything through one stencil and spray paint. In the beginning, I started with using like Photoshop and things like that and layering things, but it wasn't going to be fast enough. So I sort of flipped the way that I look at an image, and basically what I'm doing is just cutting out large section of shapes to form the image, and then painting that on a darker background. I also use a window screen to kind of give my stencils a rigidity so I can use it in like multiple settings.
So if you were doing art, what would you be doing?
I'd probably be a pilot.
Pilot.
Yeah, that's right. I actually went to school to become a pilot, right out of high school, and kind of, I don't know, it didn't seem like it was something I wanted to do as a career at the time, but there's always kind of that thing in the back of your mind, like, oh, what if I did that? That would have been cool, But I fell in love with art, and kind of it's taken me this way.
Wow. Bamboo. Now back to you. Let's talk about all the effort that you put into the kids in New Bedford.
Wow.
Which I already know, but
Yeah,
the people would like to know.
Well, basically, it started with a young friend of mine, his brother, being murdered, and he was not even 16, and I came to the conclusion where either we're gonna be playing in the streets for real, or we could make a difference, literally. And we could add fuel to the fire as I make statements, and as my grants and people know, I got fuel to the fire, or we could make change. And basically, I had to call a few people I knew, very important people out the city, in the city. You one of them, and we basically, long story short, fed the community 6 days a week, played ball, kept it safe, and we did that for a long time.
Okay.
And basically, single-handedly, the people that was literally my cousin Joyce, you, my wife, everybody that was literally a part, the old mayor, literally it was a community effort, literally, and we stopped the killings, which was out of control at the time in New Bedford. So, like, I want to say thank you too for holding that down, because a lot of people don't know. A lot of people don't know, the connection, you know what I'm saying, out in the Cape came through to really save their city. So, a lot of people don't know, that's literally, like, a secret. You getting that live exclusive right there, you know what I'm saying? So, thank you for that. You dig? So,
You're welcome. So tell me, so some stuff been happening in New Bedford again, so you're gonna do some other stuff, right?
Basically, besides my school thing, I'm a community activist.
Yeah.
I'm literally hands-on, whatever I do. And literally, we've been having literally an issue with young kids going back and forth, shooting at each other, shooting at each other. It hasn't got that far, knock on wood. And hopefully, with the efforts that we make are in the process for this summer, we are in the process of putting down like a live fight night in New Bedford. 30 individuals from the South, West, 15 for 15. We literally got 6 spots already, vacant. They pick who they really want to fight, who they have problems with, and we'll dug it out. They could bring their moms, their pops, their cousin, whoever, and let the hands do the talking instead of shooting and getting it done. We just have to do real things. So.
And where did that idea come from?
It literally came from people at my school, the kids at my school, the people surrounding me at my school, my co-workers, my principal. It's like a collaborative thing of people that really care. A couple of city officials, they was on board, you know what I mean? And we still in the plans of literally locking it down. And then the main part of the end result is taking them to Jersey and Six Flags. Trying to, because right now it's segregated between the South and the West. For anybody that knows, it's literally.
This has been going on for a long time.
It's been going on for a long time. This time, it hasn't gotten serious. The last time we was there, people was losing their mothers, their fathers. It was real serious last time when we was doing it. Now it's not as serious. So right now we really gonna get to the meat and potatoes. A lot of people, scream about they care about black people and they care about the brown, but you gotta look inside your community. You see trash on the floor, you pick it up. That's a learned behavior. So a lot of our kids literally don't have fathers. They have mothers. Not to say, mothers couldn't raise, because I'm here because I have my, my godmothers and my aunts and women and my sisters. But other than that, these days, grandmothers is 29, 30. So
they're not.
It's really not.
And that is a learned behavior, because I remember when you were young, if you throw something on the floor, your parents pick that up right now.
Oh yeah.
Mandatory.
Put it back in your pocket or put it in trash.
Mandatory.
So it's changed. So tell me about funding for art
In
general, just funding your art.
I've seen an increase for sure, especially around New Bedford. New Bedford has a great building art community, a lot of great artists, and really has for a long time. It's nice to see like a lot of different grants coming out there. I was a recipient of the Mass Cultural Council grant to do some inspirational murals at Whaling City High School. So it's great that how open, and it seems like more and more opportunities are starting to come out there, which is great. And I think it's great for the community too, to bring people together.
When did you start art? What age?
I don't, very young. I recently, my mother pulled out of the attic a picture I drew of my Vavoo when I was like 8 years old.
Wow.
And so it's, I was one of the only kids that wanted to have a drawing desk,
Wow.
around the neighborhood, myself and my other friend John, and it was kind of, it's been a love affair ever since.
And what do you like about drawing?
Well, not just drawing, just the process.
Art itself.
Just the process of art, It's one thing, you could buy a picture of a cow, right? From IKEA or whatever, but, it's just something you're not going to appreciate. You're just going to kind of glance by every single day, It matches the decor. But when something's painted by an artist or sculpted by an artist, you know that it comes from that person's hands. And that's something that, is very intriguing to me about like the test of time and legacy. I have a great uncle who was also a painter in New Bedford, Nick Yolenti, and he did all set designs, but I have a number of his works that are over 100 years old.
Wow.
And it's fascinating to me to look at those and think about this was from his brush, And,
Wow.
That's deep.
So, Bamboo, tell me one of your scariest experiences. I'm coming back to you with the same question. So,
Scariest.
yeah,
Okay.
so I'm coming with.
Wow. Wow. I would have to say literally two of them. One was when my son was born, not knowing, how to be a father.
Yeah.
We grew up without having a dad.
Yeah.
So that was the scariest thing. And then I would say the next level is, when I got married. That was crazy and scary.
I was there.
Yeah, you was.
I was actually
Absolutely.
there when he was gonna ask her to marry him.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And so we're at the restaurant, and he's walking around, he's sweating. I'm like, "What's wrong with you? What you sweating for? You gonna ask her to marry you?" And he said, "Yeah, I'm gonna ask her to marry
You
you."
didn't blow it out because it was
Yeah,
a
the
surprise.
sweaty
That's-
hands.
He was
it was
sweating and everything. I said,
man.
"What's
It
wrong
was
with him?"
hectic.
And then I said,
Hectic.
"Man, you're gonna ask her to marry?" And it just came to me. He must be. I guess that was the situation because
That
he had
was.
everybody there.
Everybody that
but
was-
he was so like nervous, and you know how
Yeah,
Boo
absolutely.
is,
Don't see him like
Yeah,
that.
you don't
yeah,
usually see him like
absolutely.
that.
That was crazy.
You're gonna ask her to marry you.
Yeah.
That's when you know it's serious.
Yeah, so he
Yeah.
was joking, but he was really on point.
Yeah.
So it was kind of
Same question for you.
Scary. I've had a few. Tuckerman's Ravine, Mount Washington. We've gone hiking there, and we got caught in like -20 below weather in a tent, and that was a scary night. And I used to be a lifeguard at Horseneck Beach,
Yep.
and I had some pretty hairy rescues and things like that.
Wow.
On some of those crazy surf days.
See, that's why I don't go in the water and I don't go camping.
Yeah, you gotta
Those are
respect
two
it.
things I don't do. I don't go
man.
deep in the water,
Or
No.
deep in the woods.
deep in the woods. No.
You gotta respect those two
No,
things
you
for
do.
sure.
You gotta
Exactly.
That's no
If
joke.
if you end up in the woods where we're from, you probably won't come back.
Yeah.
You're not coming
We
back
stopped.
if they take you to the
It
woods.
just happens.
Yeah.
When you're a city boy, it goes down like that.
Tell me your favorite artwork.
Favorite artwork.
Or your favorite artist.
I love very kind of cliche-ish, I guess,
Yeah,
like
it is.
Van Gogh.
Yeah, Van Gogh,
But the guy's story and everything, read as much stuff as I possibly can and seen all of his exhibits. And well, not all of his exhibits. I'd love to go to Amsterdam. And Francis Bacon, who's another artist, kind of a wacky portrait artist that he was able to tackle the portrait in a completely unique way, and just the way that he had a visual language about him that I really respect. So.
Tell me how, Bamboo, tell me how you're going to expect to get funding for your program, or how you're going to get it.
Well, it's going to be quite a few throughout this program, do this interview. Whoever want to make donations, definitely hit up either Angel, Mark, or us, or in the Whaling City on line, go through the city, small business again as a community, do my own various
Connections. Yeah.
connections,
Yeah.
and as a process, mostly what we're trying to do is have certain people bid, especially on their area, that have sort of a champion that they want to rely on or sponsor. So that's going to be good. A couple of sponsors and stores. Like a lot of things like is like 80% complete.
Yeah.
Everything. We want everything to be on the low, be a surprise, because a lot of people will doubt, or a lot of people, continue the segregation, continue the norm.
Yeah.
Acting like young kid's house didn't get shot up, an old man didn't get shot in the shoulder, didn't have nothing to do with it. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So as a community, you have to step up. You have to. It's no ifs, ands, or buts of, because God forbid it'll be somebody's daughter or their niece or their nephew, and then when it happens, because bullets don't have names on it,
Yeah.
and these young kids never went to the range, they shooting
Yeah.
crazy. So definitely more than now. Before, when we was out there, they was killing their targets. This right here is just random kids shooting.
Wow.
So it makes it even dangerous. So we definitely got to, put a stop to it. We got police, community policing, police that been there for years, knowing the situation, ready to do on or off duty. That's what we need. So that's basically how we doing it. Again, coming together, having certain connections, having people donate from wherever. That's what we do. We gotta, we call it the New England connection. The Southern New England connection from the Cape to, New Bedford, and we gonna make it happen. So
We have no choice but to make it happen, right?
absolutely,
We gotta get out there.
absolutely.
So tell me what inspires you.
Man, I would have to say three things: my son, my wife, and my community. And it sounds cliche, but my school too, because the things we trying to do, let me paint a picture. It's like a garbage disposal dumpster. Our school was. They dropped the so-called bad, worst of the worst, and the kids that couldn't read or supposedly didn't want to, and it was just whatever mistakes they made. Right now, with our leader, Mr. Tweedy, he is great. He's doing things that's never been done. We're forming together like Voltron. Again, like I said, our graduation rate is crazy. Shout out to our superintendent. He's great too. So everything is pieces of a puzzle. Community, knowing your position, knowing your parts, knowing what your great attributes are, putting them all together. So to know everybody's super ability, like Mark, mine's, my wife's, everybody that together in the school, to have everybody mesh together and bring out the results of kid graduating, that's priceless. You can't replicate that.
Yeah.
So ask me next June when the graduation is out of control and we got over 40, 50 kids graduating, then that's the end result.
So your wife works at the school. Tell me
Yeah.
what's your wife's position at the school?
Yeah, she's a mentor, but with the status of what we've been doing, I've been doing it for 20. She's been doing it since she was 17.
Yeah.
So her position is more than that. You dig what I'm saying? We saving girls' lives. We just sent the girl out to Texas. That's was #1 in Massachusetts volleyball, but now she's out in Texas. We saved another young girl who's close friends of us that lives around the corner from us. That's a transgender. Peace out. Shout out to Nicole, who holds it down for real. And we made her feel comfortable about being herself. Those different things, bringing them together, not blurring the lines, we helping everybody. It don't matter the color, the creed, no matter what your gender is, no matter what you are, you live in the community, you
You're
need
helping
help,
everyone.
we're helping everybody. So so her position is everywhere. It's not just in the school, because it's 24 hours. When we step out of our house, we in the neighborhood where we see 95% of the kids.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's a no-brainer. So,
Same question to you. What inspires you?
My family, my friends, personally, you know, without guys like this here,
appreciate it, brother.
you know, pushing you along. I mean, you know, this was a tough year for sure,
Oh,
for
yeah.
a lot of people,
The last 14 months was tough.
for
You
sure.
know, but you made it through it, right?
Absolutely.
Right.
So
we're here now.
tell me your connection, you guys' connection. Tell me about that.
We met at when I was doing my Mass Cultural Council grant at Whaling City, doing
Yeah.
murals, and I was cutting the stencils in his room all day, and just got to talking, and we just kept going.
Breathing, getting high off spray paint, yeah. Yep,
Right?
absolutely, yeah. Things you talk about when you inhale spray paint, yeah. So.
All right. Tell me what you dislike about the art world.
Oh my
That's
God!
a good one. That's a good one. Get your seatbelts ready.
There's a lot of things out there right now. A lot has changed too over this last year. Of what like the power of art is.
Yeah.
Before it used to be, you know, it was the galleries and
Yeah.
who they had on their sales list, and that dictated things. And then you would see elements of that coming out, and of course, you know, hey, you hook up your friends. So it wasn't a what I was seeing a lot was a lot of artists that were making it because of their friends, but not making it because they had, you know, these fully formed things of art.
Connections
About process
yeah.
and like really going through that, you know. Now it's really shifted once COVID hit and the galleries had to close. You know, an online presence was more essential than ever,
Yeah.
you know? And I think that the people that were really prepared for that, they are the ones that are kind of really surviving right now with the kind of sales and things like that. But now it's wide open. So what happens, right? Galleries are opening again, and
Yeah.
But the game of you know, I guess it's like the fame, the social media fame
Yeah.
of things it's very interesting, but it's also very frustrating too, you know.
So I'm gonna ask you both this question, but what's your dream project?
My dream project. I would love to do some kind of like huge sculptural mural kind of thing. I had like this idea of like these large cubes, and that could almost like spin on like a lazy Susan and have all like different murals within those things.
Yeah.
Something I really want to push. I recently kind of got into murals to see how far I could actually push this stenciling thing and how much larger I could get. So I would love to do like different murals and really kind of push the scale of my artwork.
That's a good
deep,
thing, right?
man. That's
Yeah,
a great
well,
thing.
you know, you always
So you gotta see
gotta
how
push
far you
those
can go.
limits.
Yeah, you
you
gotta
know, you
push
can't
the
get
limits.
settled.
So make
Same
sure
question for you.
Wow.
Your dream project.
My dream project, wow. My dream project is literally, and this is where you come in at again. Our dream project is basically open volunteer program. A lot of the elephant in the room is a lot of homelessness in teenagers. A lot of homeless young boys running around. That's how they join gangs. A lot of young ladies trafficking.
Yeah.
The list goes on. It's crazy out there. These are stats right now, not before. So what we're trying to do is open up a 3-tenement building where we have a safe environment where kids come voluntarily, but we're provided through the state, where we provide a home, safe, secure school, home, workplace environment for them to come, which has never been done. You got DYS people trafficking in Boston. There's a lot of crazy things, a lot of violations being done in these places because of the people they get. Just because you pass a query don't mean you legit.
Yeah.
So basically that's the dream, literally, which is we're working on that either towards the end of this year or 2020, bring out, you know, to have that into fruition. That's a beautiful thing. So, you know,
Yeah.
hold your breath on that.
What's the best advice you've been given?
Whew. Wow.
He's thinking about it.
Wow.
That's a tough one.
If we being honest, Will have to be recent. I'm not gonna name the person, but the best advice he gave me was you can't change you can't change people's emotions, but you could kind of change their outlook on you, on how the way they treat, which we always treat people with respect and honesty and have values to people, but a lot of people don't. So, but the transition from where I came from and what I've been doing in the courts and then on the streets to now being in school and being around certain individuals, like that's, you know, that was the best advice for me, because not being in that environment and knowing how to, you know, not to say you couldn't conduct yourself, but you got a lot of different varieties of attitudes and different lifestyles. So you gotta you gotta know how to deal with that. So I would say for the kids' sake, that was the best advice where I could use that daily. I would say that would be the best advice, and you can't change people's feelings, but you could give them a different outlook on how they look at you, how they view you. So, you know.
And you, Mark?
That's
a beautiful one off the rip.
Always be impeccable with your word. You know, if you say you're going to do something, you try your best to do it.
You have to be solid.
You got to be
As we
solid.
said, right?
Somebody's like, I'm counting on
Absolutely.
you. You're counting on me.
Your
That's
word is your
it.
bond. That's the
Absolutely.
saying. That's the
There
old
is.
school saying
You
from way
already
back
know,
in the day.
brother.
Yeah.
Straight
Your
up.
word is your
it.
bond.
Straight
That's
up.
it.
Yeah.
That's the mandatory.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with
Mandatory.
that. So tell us where we can find your art.
My website, bostonmaki.com. Instagram, Boston Maki, or on Facebook, Maki Mark Carvalho.
Okay, can you, Mark Carvalho, how do you spell that?
So it's spelled
gotta do that
MAKI-MARKCARVALHO, and that comes from growing up in New England. As my first name's Mark, my family would call me Marky, but with the Boston accent, it would come out Maki.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's
yeah.
Maki. So I needed kind of a, you know, an alias with the street art stuff, and that's kind of where all that stuff evolved.
Good. So it's a pleasure having you guys.
Yeah,
Great,
no,
man.
it's a pleasure.
Great.
Thank you
for coming.
No, thank you for having us, brother. I appreciate it. It was a long time coming.
Yeah, I'm glad you came.
Absolutely.
Well, this is the drop. Bamboo, Mark. Mark will be with hopefully he'll be with the New Bedford Whalers next year.
Yeah.
And Bamboo will be in your second year, right?
Yeah, this will
In
be
the second year there. So we'll talk to you soon. Peace.